from where you at. I came here for vengeance, watch your back. No need to defend, I'm on attack. Sorry they can't reply, but I guarantee they had a blast. Pop, 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 I be on the next only, yeah, I am fresh to death.
Hello and good morning. So, I am going to be starting a daily vlog to go through a 12-week transformation. So I am super excited about this whole process. You know, it's been since 2023 since I did any real kind of cut and really tried to aggressively get in shape. And while I don't want to get on stage again, I do want to set some kind of goal for myself in order to change my physique. I've been very happy with what I've been able to do during this period of time as far as maintaining some size and that sort of thing, but I want a new challenge. So this is what it's going to be. The whole purpose of this program is to help people understand how to execute on a plan, not just get a plan and then try to figure it out along the way. So I'm going to be going through every portion of what I'm doing during this transformation in order to show you how you navigate life and still make progress. So first things first, I am sitting out on the back porch, getting a little bit of sun, setting my circadian rhythm. The sun is just starting to come up. It's 7 a.m. here in Texas. So getting that first light first thing in the morning starts to set that circadian rhythm so that I can wake up, be ready, be energized, and get it going with my day. After I sit out here for a little bit, I'm going to go start fasted cardio, which I have not been doing. I have been doing cardio, but I've not been doing fasted cardio. So I'm going to do that, and then it's time to drink some coffee and knock out some check-ins. So I will touch base with you here in just a little bit. All right, so unfortunately, sitting outside didn't last for as long as I wanted it to because the mosquitoes started showing up. But it is time for some fasted cardio. So like I mentioned just a little bit ago, I have been doing cardio, so I'm not being that lazy. But it's been 30 minutes and I've been doing it all, whoa, Christ. I've been doing it all post-workout. So two things are about to happen. One, I'm gonna start doing it fasted. Whoa. Okay, well my tripod can't handle doing that. Okay, so one, I'm gonna do it fasted. It didn't fall that time. And two, I'm going to do 20 minutes in the morning and then 20 minutes after my workout. So I'm going to continue to do post-workout cardio because I've kind of gotten used to it. Plus, instead of just trying to do 40 minutes all at once, I do think there will be some really solid benefit to separating it out, doing it a couple of times a day. So I am going to put my headphones in, listen to a YouTube video or podcast or something, and knock out 20 minutes of cardio now. So I'll catch you guys when I'm done with this. Okay, so 20 minutes of cardio done. Got a decent little sweat going. I didn't do HIIT on that. I'm sure people are gonna ask, since it's an assault bike, I just did steady state. Take a shower, make some coffee, and then time to sit down for some work. My first meal I have not been doing until 10 a.m. So I got a couple hours of work to do, and then we'll go from there. So we'll see you in a bit. All right, so I did tell y'all that I'm going to be going through every aspect of what I'm doing during this time to make this transformation. And one of the big things that I have added to my program in recent times has been peptides. So I am about to take some of my Heal Pro from Authentic Aminos. Oh, come on. It's not going to focus. Well, anyways, it's BPC, TB500, and GHK copper. This stuff just really helps out keep my joints happy, keep inflammation at bay. Pretty much the gist of what I'm using it for, or those things there. So I am going to go ahead and show y'all how I do this. So I'm getting 2 insulin syringes because one is going to be used. One is going to be used to draw the bacteriostatic water, and then transfer it to the peptide vial. And then I don't want to inject with that one because these needles do get blunted very easily. And I have just noticed that if I draw the bacteriostatic water and transfer it to the peptide vial and then try to inject it, it's just a little bit harder to get it where I want it. So with the amount of peptide that is in this, there is 50 milligrams total in this vial. 10 milligrams of BPC, 10 milligrams of TB500, and 50 milligrams of GHK copper. So with that amount of powder, it's a lot of powder. I would like to show you guys, but I can't get the camera to focus with where it's at. So it's just you'll be fine. So with that amount of water, with that amount of powder, I'm going to be putting in a lot of water. So this one, I'm going to put 3 units into it. So 3, I guess 3 units is the wrong word, 3 milliliters of water in there. So I fill up a full insulin syringe 3 times, transfer it to the peptide vial, and then from there I will do my shot. There is some benefit to these products to be injected locally. So like just doing them directly in the site of injury, there's definitely some benefit there, but there's also systemic benefits. So it's not like this is just going to be isolated to my shoulder. Anything that I'm kind of dealing with inflammatory wise, like if I have any tendon issues or tendonitis or just anything like that, this does tend to work pretty well overall. But doing it directly in that spot, I'm going to get any extra benefit that I could from it. So this is the last bit. All right, so 3 milliliters of water. Again, you can't really see it, but it's blue because that is the kind of tint of that GHK copper. Oh, look, it focused. So there's a little powder still left in the bottom. So I'm trying to get whatever I can off of that. For the time being, it'll be fine because it doesn't want to come off. Over time, it'll dissolve. So it will be more than okay. And this dose, it's okay, there, hey, look, it focused. So that dose is to the 10 mark on my insulin syringe. It's a lot more than what I need, but there's not really an issue with taking more with BPC and TB500. I certainly have not seen any side effects, and I've been doing this for a good little while now at that dose, so I'm not too worried about it. If something does pop up, I'm sure I'll change it, but so far things have been good, and it's been really good for my skin and stuff as well, because my skin has always been a problem for me since I started competing. We're just gonna fumble through this, guys. All right, coffee is made. Time to go sit down in the office. Oh, man, that's good. Start knocking out a little bit of work, getting to some of these clients. Typically, Client work gets done in 2 waves, so I would knock out the first wave of people before my first meal and before the gym, and the second wave will be after the gym. Usually, first wave are prep clients who are getting closer to their show, and the second wave are either off-season clients or lifestyle clients. And that's just how it has kind of fallen into place. I didn't set it up that way, it just kind of goes that way. So I'm gonna get sat down now, start answering some check-ins, and go forward from there. Next thing I'll probably record will be in a few hours, hitting meal 1. Okay, so done with the first hour or so of work, waiting on some more people to send their check-ins. So in the meantime, I'm going to go get some steps in and go walk the dog. This is typically our routine, and he is giving me the pouty face. So it is time to get him some steps in and start his day off. He had a little bit of an upset tummy last night, so I was awake at 2 o'clock this morning. But that's okay. He seems to be fine now, which is all good. But it is time to take Marley on a walk. Marley, you want to go on a walk? Come on, let's go. Let's go for a walk. Time for breakfast. So my first meal of the day starts at 10. Ever since I stopped competing, I did start moving to just 4 meals a day. And with that, I like to spend the first half of the morning relaxing as far as food is concerned. I want to be able to just go ahead and knock out some work, get some cardio. Like now I'm doing fasted cardio, get some steps in with the dog, take all of my supplements on a empty stomach before I go and do anything else. So that has been kind of my routine as of late. If that needs to change and I need to move to more meals during this process, I will. But for now, especially since I'm going to be going down in food, I think I will keep the 4 meals just to keep volume per meal a little bit higher. This first meal, typically I have been doing eggs with some English muffins and such in the morning, but I still need to go to the grocery store because I was gone for a long time and haven't gotten that yet. But I'm also thinking that I'll probably just change up my diet for a little bit and start doing my protes again. So of course, Labrada Hydro is going in there. I love the vanilla with wow, I love the vanilla with oatmeal. I like it better than the other flavors. So this meal is going to be 100 grams of oatmeal, 25 grams of honey, I believe 30 grams of peanut butter. I need to look at that again. 1.5 scoops of Labrada Hydro and 200 grams of blueberries. So it's a pretty large meal. It's definitely a lot of volume, but this is the first meal I have before I go train. So having a little bit of honey before I do that, a little bit of fruit, a good bit of fruit before I do that will just get me the resources I need to go train without having a lot of food in my stomach. But I've really been enjoying training after just one meal with this more lifestyle approach that I'm kind of been going for while trying to maintain feeling like I'm a bodybuilder. So I still eat bodybuilding meals. I still do all those things. As I'm going through this, I'm going to go through different portions of what it is that I'm doing in order to make the most progress and make these changes. So you're not going to see everything every day. My first check-in will be on Wednesday, so I'm going to check in every Wednesday. That's when you'll see physique updates, and I'll kind of walk you through what I'm seeing and what I'm doing right now. And I'm going to walk through my loom or my kahunas in some manner to show you the program that I have currently. I've been on this diet for the last 6-ish weeks or so, I've been locking in over the period of time, but I've been raising my food over the last 6 weeks in order to get a little bit more food to pull from, get a little bit more life to the muscle, a little bit harder training in order to prepare myself for this. Last week I was off the diet most of the time, or 50% of the week. So I am going to just get back to my baseline that I was doing previously. So I have training and rest days. And then once I start getting a little bit more aggressive with the cut, I'm going to be just changing those training and rest days into high and low days and then rotating them as I need based off recovery and based off my fat loss, that sort of thing. So today is going to be the high training day, and it is a leg day. So it's going to be the first leg day that I've done in a while. Yeah, so that's it. I'm going to make this breakfast. I'll show you here in a minute when I go to sit down to eat. So got my big bowl here. Like I said, 100 grams of oatmeal, 1.5 scoops of Labrada Hydro, 200 grams of blueberries, 40 grams of peanut butter, and 25 grams of honey, and a 1/4 plus 1/8 teaspoon of salt. So I like to do a good bit of salt. I've definitely noticed a big difference when I use more salt as far as performance and pumps and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to eat this and then put together my pre-workout and all that stuff and go ahead and get myself over to the gym. I usually like to lift around 11 a.m. and it's 10, it's almost 10 now. So I usually leave here about 10:30 or so, kind of take my time over there and then get into my session. And then I come back and do the rest of my work for the day. So I'm gonna eat this and then I'll check in with y'all when I'm doing my supplements to head to the gym. All right, so time to get supplements ready for the gym. So here I've got my substitute pre-workout for the time being. It's unmatched from Caged, or not Caged, Unmatched by Chris Gethin. He sent me some after our podcast because we are still waiting on the new pre-workout formula from Labrada Pro Series, which should be dropping next month. So I'm excited to get a hold of that again. But in the meantime, that stuff's been working great. It's a non-stim. I got the Blueberry Blast EAAs, which we're also going to be reflavoring those EAAs. So that I will have during my workout. And I actually use my coach's electrolyte product more with that. Instead of like adding salt, I add that because it has sodium, potassium, and magnesium in it. Just keep me nice and hydrated through the session. And then of course, some Labrada Hydro for post-workout. I've been doing 2 scoops post-workout with a 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. So I just scoop this out and put that in there in my post-workout. And then something I started more recently is actually putting baking soda in my pre-workout. So this is sodium bicarbonate, so it's still sodium, right? I'm still getting some sodium into the system, but the bicarbonate helps kind of buffer some lactic acid and actually helps out a lot with performance in the gym. And I've definitely noticed an improvement with my gym performance, my pumps, all that kind of stuff. I also do 1/8 a teaspoon of that. So all of that goes into this little container that I have had since college. So this thing's over a decade old at this point. I mean, I probably got this back in like 2013 or 14, something like that, maybe 2015. But it works great. I can just pop these things open and dump it into my shaker. So I always have these with me. I'm gonna start, go put some lotion and stuff on my face and in my beard, and then start moseying on over to the gym. So that is everything that I do before I go to the gym. I'm gonna record my session today, show you guys my leg day, and then we'll come back for the rest of the day. Most of the rest of the day is going to be working. I gotta go hit the grocery store and do some more work. So relatively boring day today. Typically I'd have a podcast scheduled, but I've got one later in the week ready to go. So yeah, I've got some editing to do on a podcast later, so I'll see what I can show you guys as far as that. But the rest of this is gonna be relatively boring. But what I want to show you guys with this is, so many times people get a plan and they don't really know how to execute on it. They don't understand what the day-to-day ins and outs of this look like. And I'm going to show y'all everything. I'm going to show y'all how I handle when adversity comes up. I'm gonna be traveling a lot for the next 12 weeks. So I'm gonna show you how I handle travel, how I handle eating while I travel. I'm planning on treating this like it's a prep. I want to get inside out lean for this. Probably like a 6 or 7 week outlook. I'm not going to absolutely murder myself to get lean. Like, I'm not trying to get on stage, so I don't think I need to go to that excessive level. Plus, I'm not going to be running things like I did in the past. I am taking a cycle, which we will get into at some point during this. But most of what I'm going to be doing to drive fat loss will be peptides. So I'm very interested to show you guys what I can do with very little and see what we can do. You know, I'm kind of craving that prep experience again, but I just don't want to get on stage because there's too many people who count on me right now for me to take that energy and put it into a selfish experience like me getting on stage. I will do it again at some point, but I'd like to do it when my son's a little bit older and he can understand what I'm doing a little bit more. And he's also going through speech therapy and stuff right now, and I really need to give him a lot in order for him to really develop the way he needs to. So going to brush my teeth and all that fun stuff, and then we'll get in the car and head on up to destination for leg day. Okay, so I am on the road to destination. Just left the neighborhood, so I'm not on the highway doing this. Got Marley with me. I don't even know if y'all can, if I'm pointing at him or not. I can't see the screen with my sunglasses, not very well. Well, all right, you can at least see me. Well, there's little grumpy pants back there. For whatever reason, it's mostly just because he wants to be next to me the whole time. That he is not the biggest fan of going to the gym, but I like having him with me. He's been up there for so long that he's kind of part of the gym. He is a member himself. So, like I said, it's a leg day today, so I'm gonna head up there, get warmed up and see my friends and shit for a bit, and then get rolling with the workout. So I will see y'all at the gym. Okay. All right. So we're at destination now. I'm rolling my legs before I get started. I shot the shit with some friends before everything got going, but now I'm moved over here to roll my legs out a little bit. My knees have had a little pain in them recently, so just getting a little bit of loosening up of my quads before I get rolling. This has been helping out quite a bit here. Gonna go through like my warm-up stuff and get the body ready to do this thing. Definitely being 32 now, like I'm not ancient by any means, but I've been doing bodybuilding aggressively for half of that time. So I've taken some beatings over the years and I can feel it. It's not terrible, and it's just one of those things that I know that if I don't start taking care of everything now and really trying to stay on top of my mobility, my stability, my tissue quality, that kind of thing, that it's just gonna end up where I do feel it really bad and might not be able to keep doing this for a long time. So little things like this, little warm-ups, a little bit of foam rolling goes a long way, and yeah, that's it. So structure of the leg day today will be adductors first, mostly just as a warm-up, getting the hips moving. I don't really go ape shit on adductor work. I've strained my adductors a ton of times, so if I go too hard on them off the rip, I start to have pains when I'm doing like squats and leg presses and all that fun stuff. So I don't want to do that because adductor strains are pretty god-awful. So adductors, lying leg curls, leg extensions, Cybex leg press, and then potentially seated leg curl for now. The seated leg curl has been a little funky on the back of my knee here recently, so I've got to kind of keep that one in check. Was doing some Bulgarians for a bit, but kind of pulling them for right now, not for any specific reason, but they'll probably go back in at some point. I just kind of don't want to do them right now, if I'm being honest. And I just need a little bit more hamstring work over a quad work, because my hamstrings, they grow well, but not as well as my quads, which my quads have always grown really well. and I'm only doing 1 leg day a week right now and focusing on my upper body because I train 4 days a week. My legs just don't need a ton of size. They're pretty decently hefty as it is, and I get a lot out of 1 day a week of training legs. And plus, like, I'm not trying to put a lot of size on them for stage. Like, I'm not that worried about them getting way bigger than this. Big legs kind of get in the way of a lot of stuff. And chafed adductors and crotch regions, not fun when your legs are quite large. So yeah, focusing on the upper body, which is more of my lagging area, but gonna finish up this foam rolling now, and then do my little warm-up stuff and get rolling for the session. Okay, so that was the end of leg day. Pretty short and simple, nothing insane. I'm not training the way I used to for bodybuilding, but I still get close to failure, still trying to push myself pretty hard, but just not going all out crazy on sets anymore, just to save my joints and not feel completely beat to shit. But it's effective, works well. My legs respond well enough to that amount of volume. So as I said this morning, I did 20 minutes of cardio fasted and knock out of 20 minutes, another 20 minutes now. Just get that heart rate up pretty fast and then go home and eat. After I finish cardio, I will have my protein shake, and then I'll probably wait a little bit before I do the rest of the meal. I just do carbs with cream of rice and fruit after. I don't do any fats, and the protein powder is just the protein for that meal. So they're separated out, but I'm not usually hungry right after a leg day or any of my sessions really. So getting the protein shake in allows me to get the protein that I need. It doesn't really bog down my digestive system. I can go shower, relax a little bit, and then once my stomach's ready, I'll eat. Because I gotta get out of this sympathetic nervous system mode from training really hard. But gonna do this now. I took 5 amino right before starting seated leg curls because I like to have it in my system by the time I am doing cardio so I can sweat a lot. It really gets me sweaty. So took that so it'll be in my system. That's I take 50 micrograms in the morning fasted and then 50 micrograms at the end of my session. And that's been working really well. I'm waiting on the rest of my peptide stack, and I will probably cycle off the 5 amino with everything else that I'm going to be taking, and then potentially put it back in at the end of this. But we'll see kind of how things go. So cardio time. I'll see y'all on the way out of here. Okay, so leg day done, cardio done. I've got my Labrada Pro Series Hydro ready to go. I'm gonna drink this before I get driving, and then we're gonna head home. I need to go get my oil changed. Just had it looked at while I was at the gym because it's been doing weird shit lately. So gonna go do that, and then it's time to get back to work for a little bit, and then got some editing and stuff to do. I got a YouTube video to put together, and then I gotta start working on editing these. So yeah. Okay, so oil has been changed, and it's time for post-workout. At this point, it's been like 40 minutes since I left the gym. So at this point, I'm starting to feel a little bit more hungry. I do cream or ice post-workout. So what I like to do is make it and then go take a shower so that it cools off a little bit. So by the time I come around to eating it, it's not aggressively hot. So I'm gonna make that right quick. All right, so I've got myself a fresh bag of Elevate cream of rice. This is the blueberry muffin, which I have not tried yet, so I'm very excited. Smells really good. I'm very excited to give this flavor a shot. I need to go to the grocery store really bad. I am all out of a lot of things, including fruit. So this is gonna be 120 grams of cream of rice. And then I'm gonna do some apples with it. So I'm gonna dice up some apples and throw it in there to boil with this. I really like the apples boiled in the water. I like the consistency and texture of it. Anyone who knows, anyone who gets apples, Honeycrisp is the way to go. It's got the best flavor and texture to me. There's other apples that are pretty good, but these are always my go-to. Wow, that's perfect. Exactly how much I needed. 100 grams of apple. So I just dice them up like so. Just cut them up into like squares or whatever, little small squares. And then, of course, I'm gonna have people ask, what do you do with the rest of the apple you're not using? Well, you get a handy dandy Ziploc bag and you drop it in there and put it in the refrigerator. And that'll just cut off whatever I need whenever I need it. Okay, so in the office, time to do some more check-ins for the second half of the day. And then I've got a YouTube video, one of the podcasts to edit. So need to get that done and get clips made for that. So gonna be at my computer for a little bit. I've still got quite a bit of steps left to get more than half of what I'm targeting. I still need to get done. So definitely got to get some more walks in today. Marley will be happy about that. But I'll probably be here at my computer for a good little bit, just doing some editing and stuff. So relatively boring. But yeah, that's all I got for now. Videos are done or being uploaded. I'm getting my clips made now. I use an AI app called Opus Clip that helps make all of my clips that you guys see on Instagram. So that is where all that's going. And then the YouTube video itself is uploading now. I've got, this week I've got Frank Carroll on, who is a homie from Gasp and Better Bodies, whose wife has qualified for the Bikini Mr. Olympia, the Bikini Miss Olympia the last couple of times, and we had a really good conversation about female competitors, so it's definitely a good one to check out. That one goes up, I mean, I guess technically when this video goes up, it'll also be up. So, yeah, it's on the YouTube. I'm about to go WALK my dog. I'm spelling it because I don't want to come in here freaking out while I'm still talking. But I just want to say that I'm really enjoying doing the podcast. I really appreciate anyone who is watching it and giving me feedback on it and telling me how much they enjoy it and things that I could do to be better or whatever. So I do really appreciate that. I know a ton of people have podcasts these days. It seems like everybody's got something to say, but I'm really enjoying it. It is a really good time. It's an opportunity for me to get to chat with my friends who I don't get to sit down and talk that long with. And I get to learn a lot as well, so it's just definitely very cool. I get to hear a lot of different perspectives and chat through a lot of different things, so I am really enjoying it. So thank you guys for watching, but I need to go get some steps in, so I'm going to do that now while this continues to upload and make the clips. And then when I come back, it should be about time to start getting meal 3 ready. So time to go walk the dog. Now he's out. Wanna go for a walk? Huh? Old man wanna go for a walk? Wanna go for a walk? Huh? Wanna go for a walk? Okay, so meal 3 is about to go down. I've already weighed it out and done everything. It's 200 grams of rice. I use Cal Rose rice and have for a long time. And then 130 grams of chicken. Typically, I would have, I make this into a wrap usually, and I quite literally just realized I do not have wraps. So this meal is going to be completely different now. Usually I'll make a wrap with goat cheese, some veggies, that kind of thing. So instead, I'm just going to make a normal chicken and rice meal here and use some teriyaki marinade, cooking sauce, whatever on it. And that's what this meal is going to be. So it'll be chicken, rice, and butter. After I eat this meal, I am going to go to the grocery store because I have basically nothing in my refrigerator. So definitely need to go do that, but I'm going to make this meal right quick. I like to cook things in the pan, so going to heat it up in there. Make it with that teriyaki so that it gets like a little crispy and stuff, and go from there. Meal is done. I got it nice and crispy on the pan. My friends give me shit when I say that I burned my meal, but I made it crispy. This tastes better than popping this in the microwave and makes it more fun to eat. So I've got another 1/4 and 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt on this meal. It's 130 grams of chicken, 200 grams of rice. I usually have fruit, and this is usually in a high carb wrap or high fiber wrap with some goat cheese, but we pulled an audible. So I'm gonna do this for now and then get up to the grocery store to restock on everything I need. I'm not gonna record at the grocery store because that just feels weird, but I will go through everything that I got from the grocery store so you can see like what the diet's going to consist of. I'm gonna go through all that stuff on Wednesday when I do my check-in so that I can just kind of show you guys my screen and you can have an understanding of what I'm showing, what I'm doing, and what the plan is going forward. Grocery haul. Chicken, I'm gonna need to grill some of that. I'm almost out. Eggs over here, oatmeal, peanut butter, some sauce for cooking chicken, 2 things of honey, salt, potassium chloride, goat cheese, strawberries, raspberries, mixed veggies for breakfast, peaches, high protein wraps, my indulgent for the evening, rice crisps, so they're like small rice cakes and they're fantastic. So I have those every night with my creamy lettuce, a watermelon, and then some Fairlife milk, for making the creamy mixes. And then all I need for those creamies is whey protein. So those are really all the protein sources that I'm using right now. Sometimes I have chicken twice a day. Sometimes I have whey twice a day. It just depends on what the meal is calling for. But this is, some of it will last longer than a week, but the most stuff will last a week. My son eats some of this as well, like eggs, chicken. Kid loves raspberries, rice cakes, all that kind of stuff. So this isn't just for me. I try to give him a good variety of foods and also let him be a kid, but this will last me about a week. I'm gonna get this put away and probably just relax for a little bit, start to wind down for the end of the day. I think most of my work is done. I need to go through a checklist here and make sure before I get too relaxed and realize I have work to do. But that is everything as far as the food is concerned. Like I said, on Wednesday, I will go through my full nutrition plan so you guys can see how much I'm eating, what the calories equate to, all the extras that I've been touching on. So yeah, cool. I'm gonna put these away now. All right, so last thing that I needed to do was cut up my watermelon, and it turns out that I bought a yellow watermelon. I thought I was just buying a small regular watermelon. I will say it is pretty good, but I like my regular watermelon a lot better than this. So I don't hate it, but this works out. I just didn't want to buy a full-sized watermelon because they tend to be really heavy, and then I don't use enough of it to not let it go bad. So I tried to buy the small one, which I bought before, and it was a regular watermelon, and that worked out way perfect or way better as far as serving size is concerned. So it's all right. I'll pay attention better next time, but this is still pretty good. So I had some watermelon with that the last meal because I was supposed to have fruit and 200 grams of watermelon, and now it's time to chill for a little bit. So last meal of the day, and it was time to make new creamy bases. So I just mixed those up while I was mixing the actual creamy tonight itself. This is made with Labrada Hydro, hydrolyzed whey protein, digests super easy. This meal has become a ritual. There's something that I really look forward to. Something that when my girlfriend is here, she actually bought the creamies for us, and something that we do together in the evenings. This meal is the one that's still a little bit slightly unregulated. I don't weigh out the milk yet. I use Fairlife milk, and I have an aggressive addiction to these Andes Mints mix-ins. I mean, it's not terrible. There is 8 grams of sugar per serving, 5 grams of fat. So right now, I don't measure these either. So this is my indulgence right now, but I've been keeping a pretty good lean physique with this. So all I'm gonna do to dial this in after this week is gonna be start weighing the Fairlife milk and weighing these out. And then eventually these will change to like just dark chocolate so that it's not as sugary and it's mostly just fat from the dark chocolate. But this and 100 grams of the caramel rice cake chips, and that is my last meal for the evening. More of a, or for the day, more of like a snacky meal, but it's been great. It's been working well, been recovering well. Physique is pretty solid. So this one I'll dial in a little bit more by measuring my creamies a little bit better in the weeks to come. And that'll be the things that I can do to incrementally make my diet plan better to where I can continue to support a more aggressive portion of the diet phase. So just little things I can do to kind of clean things up a little bit from being a little bit more relaxed while still maintaining a pretty decent physique. All right, so we're coming up on the end of day one. There's not really much more to show you guys. I go to bed in the next couple of hours. I'm just gonna relax and finish a movie. You'll see that my house is relatively dark right now, and now I have my blue light blockers on. So in the evening, I start to close blinds, turn off lights, use my blue light blockers to reduce any extra blue light, that kind of thing. I will watch some TV. I'm currently finishing No Country for Old Men. Just randomly decided I wanted to watch that, and great movie. If you haven't seen it, suggest it. But yeah, so I'm gonna sit down, have my creamy, start to reduce lights in the house, and start moving towards winding the body down so that I can get some good rest tonight. So that's day one. We got 12 weeks to go. See you guys.